Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the show. I'm Trevor Moore. It's good to see everybody. We're back. I want to introduce you to my co-hosts, Blair Saki.
Hi, Trevor.
How are you doing?
I'm well. I'm so happy to see you.
I know. It's we haven't seen each other since everything went horrible.
Oh my God, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but now here we are, 2021.
Woo!
Everything's fine now. Everything's back to normal. My other co-host, Sam Brown, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
So let's do our first segment.
Oh,
we've
cool.
got a bunch of new segments on the show. This one I'm very excited about. This is going to be a dramatic reading that Blair and I are going to do. Are you familiar with the term catfish?
I am.
Catfish?
Yeah, I've seen it on TV.
Yeah, all the kids are
Oh.
doing it, and so we looked at that, and then we were like, "That looks fun." So
Sure.
Yeah.
we started doing it. So we have all these catfishes that they've done, and we have some, and we think they're kind of funny. So we thought we'd read out. These are real catfishes that our writers have pulled on people.
Wow, Shakespeare. I can't wait.
Yes. So here it is, the catfish of the week. There's our logo. Wow, it's pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to read the creepy dude.
Okay.
And you read our writers pretending to be a hot lady.
Right, I'm the catfisher. I won't have to pretend to be a hot lady, but I will be the catfisher.
Yes, there we go. All right. All right, so it starts out, I'm the creepy guy. I see the pictures that you put up, and I go, I write and I go, where do you live?
Florida.
Wow, that's a very beautiful place. And then he's got three heart emoticons. Mm-hmm. I like Florida very much.
Have you ever seen the Florida Project, LOL?
And he goes, which project? I have seen Florida on Discovery Channels. And then it shows four faces crying, laughing.
Oh, hysterical. It's a movie about Florida, set in the shadow of the most magical place on Earth. A 6-year-old and her two best friends forge their own adventures while struggling with her mom's addictions and the harsh realities that surround her. Haha, you probably think it's stupid.
No, I never judge people. And you are so cute. I'll never judge you. I think I'll watch it now. 3 exclamation points.
It's a colorfully empathetic look at an underrepresented part of the population that proves absorbing, even as it raises sobering questions about modern America.
Can I ask you a question? If you don't mind.
Time magazine called it both radiant and unsentimental. A must-see. Yes, what?
Can I do an accent because, or is that offensive?
Are you checking with
What
legal
kind
or
of
us?
accent?
Well,
Were you gonna go Eastern European?
this guy wasn't Eastern European, but it's probably offensive if I do the accent.
Right.
But it would make it funnier. Well, let's keep it. Okay, what we're gonna do? I'm being told let's keep it to a European, maybe a German.
Okay,
'Cause
yeah.
you can't
They
get-
did bad stuff.
You can't get mad at a German
Right.
accent, not after the shit they
Right.
pulled.
You're telling me, pal.
We're clear there, right?
I guess.
I don't know. Okay, so I don't know how to do a German accent. Can I ask you a question? Wait, that's. If you don't mind.
Is that Colonel Klink?
I don't know. That's my German. I only know one German guy, and it was the main bad guy.
Time magazine called it both radiant and unsentimental. A must-see. Yes, what?
Yeah, I see as soon as possible. What's your age? Now I'm just doing Borat. I'm not good at accents. I'm gonna go back
Yeah.
to no
Okay,
accent.
okay.
Okay, what's your age? And then I have a laughy face with crying emojis again. This guy loves emojis.
23, which is my real age.
Really?
Yes, is that okay?
I'm okay, but I have a question. It's not question, it's a doubt.
Yes?
So then he goes, angels also have age?
Oh.
I don't think so. You really look like an angel. Most beauty eyes I have seen. And then it's the happy face with the heart emojicons. Oh, he loves emojis. Yeah.
Yeah, you say that now, but you don't know about my IBS. It causes me great pain. I am sad to say. I am always looking for a bathroom. Diarrhea plagues me like a nightmare from which I can't wake up. You probably think I'm gross now.
No,
face.
no, don't worry. I not think anything. You are a human. You're so sweet. So it happens. And everyone has its own problem. Like I have some too that I can't even share with you. It's somewhat same like you.
You have IBS diarrhea too?
He goes, no, I just have piles.
Piles of what?
It sometimes bleed when I do latrine.
Out your pee-pee?
From anus and then sad face.
This guy has to go to the doctor.
It's getting sad. Okay. But very rarely, only once in a year, like that.
Thank you for sharing that with me. I have blood in rectum lots of times. I scratch from the worms and also I put stuff in there sometimes.
What, really?
Yeah, it makes me feel nice.
What you put in that? It doesn't hurt me.
One time, I put full hydro flask in anus.
And then he goes, what? With a lot of A's. Really? Just who did you anus stretch that much? I'll hurt myself if I do that.
I was born missing many muscles in my anus. Jackpot.
He goes, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I should have asked that.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't ask that at the start, to be quite honest.
Sorry. Lots of Y's. I'm really very sorry. And don't worry, you will be fine very soon. I'll pray for you.
Thank you for your anus prayers.
You are making me embraced. Can I ask you a question? Is there any issue with me?
Oh, buddy, oh, pal.
Was that the end?
That's the end.
That's a weird ending. So let's get on to this. This brings us to the question of the, every show we answer a question. We figure out a problem and then we figure
Absolutely.
out an answer to it. So the question of this episode is, what is comedy?
Whoa!
It's a good question. Good graphic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. What does that mean? What is comedy? What's the line in comedy?
Right.
Where's the line?
Like, what's too offensive?
What's too offensive?
Oh, wow, I'm nervous.
Yeah, this is a hot button issue.
Yeah.
For us to tackle. Here's the thing. The three of us, we work in the comedic arts.
Sure.
And
I'm a comedic artist.
And people need comedy. People need to joke, especially like in bad times. There's what we call gallows humor.
Right.
So where is the line to what is funny and what isn't?
So we're going to find it.
Look, yeah. Here to help us answer that question, we have Tone Bell, who's a stand-up comedian with multiple specials, also the star of Disjointed and the upcoming feature, The U.S. versus Billie Holiday. Tone, how are you doing?
Hi, Tone.
Hi, what's up, y'all? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Also, I thought the accent was great.
The German one. The German. Yeah,
I mean,
you can do German.
It was great. It was great because it wasn't.
Well, my opinion is that you can do German accent because they did horrible things. You could do British accent, horrible things. I think you could do French too because they got us all roped into Vietnam.
And I think Pepe Le Pew has always allowed for people to do like a French accent. I think as long as you go, oh, that was Pepe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
a good out. Yeah.
Because no one got him mad at Pepe Le Pew, and he was way more offensive for other things. He was like
Casanova.
kind of a rapist.
Yeah, he was
Very aggressive.
on the
very
edge.
aggressive.
Okay, our next guest is a very funny writer who has worked on the Jeselnik Offensive, Patriot Act, and Comedy Knockout. Mark Agee. Mark Agee's here. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Hey.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Trevor. Hey, Don. Hey, Blair. Hey, Sam.
Now, and you guys know each other. You guys are very good friends.
Yeah, we moved here together and we're roommates for a couple of years.
Oh, wow.
Cute.
Okay. Now, where do you think the line is? So we're just talking about, a lot of people, get offended at jokes now. But then, this is also a time when people need jokes. And I feel like, after a tragedy, there's always a lot of offensive jokes that pop up. And because you remember, like, when you were a kid, something bad would happen and you would hear an offensive joke about it the very next day. Like, I remember and this is when I was a kid, there wasn't internet or anything. And like when the Waco compound got burned down, for the younger people who don't know, there was a compound in Waco, Texas, where there was a bunch of people who wanted to, they had a weird cult, like kind of religious thing. And the government fixed it they came in and just burned everyone alive. Basically, that's basically what happened.
I'm just now hearing about that because I'm too young. But
You never heard about that, the Waco compound?
I was waiting for a Texas barbecue joke.
Oh, I'll tell you. So the joke I remember was there would be like, how do you? So it was the Branch Davidians, that were the people that got burned up, and it'd be like, well, how do you pick up a Branch Davidian girl?
How?
With a dustbuster. That was the joke. Very offensive. But you always hear them on playgrounds like, what's John F. Kennedy Jr.'s favorite drink?
What?
Ocean spray. Like, they're not clever, but you would hear these horrible, distasteful jokes like immediately. And it's like, they're not saying these jokes on television or radio. This is
Except
just like.
you are.
Yeah. Right.
Those were both bangers, in my opinion.
But that's the point of the show, where we're discussing these things. And also, I feel like enough time has passed that you can do a Waco joke.
For the kids at home, John F. Kennedy Jr. died in a plane crash in the ocean.
Yes.
No way.
So Blair, you knew how JFK Jr. died, but you didn't know about Waco?
Mark, please don't question me in this way, okay? Everyone can tell by my cherubic face that I'm just now hearing about this.
Yeah, I think we just found where the line is.
Whoa, there's the line.
You want to see something crazy? Wait till you learn about how John F. K. Jr.'s dad died.
Oh my God. Are you kidding?
No, it's there's a fail video you can see online on it.
Well, I know what I'm doing after this.
There's a good a wrecked video of it.
Yeah.
So I wonder, the fact that whenever something horrible happens, all of a sudden these distasteful jokes come up. And is that a thing that we need as people? When something horrible, like 9/11, all these 9/11 jokes popped up like that. But is there something that we need to kind of release the tension and make fun of the horrible thing to sort of remind ourselves that we're still here and we're still alive, instead of just be so bogged down by sadness that you just make fun of the dead? Tone, your thoughts on that?
I think as long no matter how offensive the joke is, especially if you have a sense of humor, know that it's a joke in the first place. If you go, this is not going to be good, or after you tell it, you go, oh, that's not good, you're fine.
Right. Oh, so
you're fine.
As long as you acknowledge you're like, I went too far, that's you're fine?
Yeah, I like to preface things to go, oh, you're not going to like this. But I'm going to say, this is something I should not say, but you mind if I say this? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like that. I mean, if someone said that, I wouldn't get offended.
It's easier when it's not written or televised, when it's live, you can just da, 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 da. But then, sometimes you get in trouble.
We have a very special segment that's going to be at the end of this show, so you gotta watch this. We have taken a bunch of, we went online and we looked at incredibly offensive jokes. And we took the writing prompts from them. And then we were like, okay, well, we can't do these because these are horrible. So then we tried to make a stand-up routine that was right on the line. But Mark helped us with this. Blair and I helped with this.
I wasn't there.
And so we wrote a very offensive stand-up routine. And Sam's going to perform it at the end of the show. And he's never seen it.
Wow, that's so exciting, Sam.
Yeah, super exciting, guys.
Mark, what do you think about crossing the line? Is there a line?
I mean, taking a risk of a joke bombing is kind of like the whole point. But I think Blair's right. As long as you don't write it down, like people, when you tweet a joke, people treat it like it's an iTunes service agreement. They have to like click agree, or
Right.
you have to absolutely agree with the premise of a joke, which is not the point of a joke at all. But yeah, I mean, some of my favorite. I love dark humor. I still remember where I was, or a week after Columbine, the Onion headline: Columbine jocks safely resume bullying. It just still makes me laugh.
That's a great joke.
That's
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, like, I think we're in agreement. But how hard is it to get stuff? You know, have you ever had? Have either of you ever had problems getting a joke on television?
Yes.
Before this episode, I got I went on like the internet and I was like looking up like what are the 50 most offensive jokes, and there was.
Those on the internet?
Yeah, it was on the internet, and it was there was a Reddit thing that said, okay, here's like the 50 most offensive jokes. So I just printed it out and I like sent it to our producer, and I was like, oh, can we talk about these and where they cross the line, where they get too offensive? And out of the 50, he just sent me 3 that were fine. So it's like even talking about what if I read out one of the jokes that he said was not fine.
Wow,
Is
I
that
love
good?
this.
Yeah,
Getting
yeah,
wild.
I
Absolutely.
mean, it can always get cut out.
Yeah, is that a big deal if they just bleep it, right? He just says it's going to be bleeped.
Okay, launch
Okay.
a flamethrower.
But we'll see where it gets bleeped.
Bleeps are hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the thing. It's like, so the 3 that he said were fine, he's saying he didn't say they're fine. He said they were on the line. So the 3 that our producer said were fine, and he thought they were hilarious. But it was, okay, so this one was maybe okay for the air. This is, what's the difference between Paul Walker and a computer?
What?
And then the joke says, I give a fuck when my computer crashes.
What?
Apparently, our producer is not a Fast and the Furious fan.
What?
That's a bad one, right?
Oh my God, the great Paul Walker.
Wait,
I'm still reeling. My
I
word.
don't know where I'm going with this bit. I'm just now I'm getting that right. That was one that might be okay.
But like, I also want to know like how many upvotes that had on Reddit.
It had a lot. This was up there. So then here's one that was not okay.
Oh, so you have a lot of permission to say this one.
No, I'm not. But zero. He's saying zero permission. But this could just get bleeped, right?
Sure, I mean, it's your show.
I think this is interesting. We'll see where it gets offensive, and then we'll figure out how we could make it something that would be okay for television. There's a bunch of writers here. We'll figure this out. It says, as I was, I thought I tasted horse, and I exclaimed, "Oh, Grandma, that's how you died."
Oh! Whoa!
So that was.
I like a joke that tells a story.
It's like shoes never
I was
worn.
in it.
Yeah.
That was a real ride.
So at what point?
That's a nice setup.
So they're yelling at me in my ear. At what point? At what point would we have to bleep that joke?
Grandma?
All of it?
Eating?
Hold on. Okay. So I'm hearing we can go as I was. You can't say that.
Oh.
Okay. So how we could make this okay for television would be what? How
Could you
can
say
we?
but not?
Guzzling. No. Oh, that
Guzzling?
won't work.
I was gonna say going.
Tone says.
Performing?
Oh my God, Sam. You're
Yeah,
sick.
It's a medical term.
Oh my God.
As I was a baby.
Okay. There we go.
There we go.
Mark
All right.
goes, as I was a woman's.
Yeah.
Are we good so far? Is that not bleeped? Not really good? What does that mean?
Keep trying.
Okay.
All right.
I'm hearing that anything that infers is out.
Oh.
Okay.
Now, did that get bleeped when I said that?
Wow.
Can you say oral sex? As I was performing oral sex?
They say oral sex on the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Like
say
that-
oral sex on the news. See, this is how a writer's room works. This is a
Yeah.
cool behind the scenes thing that you're getting. This is exactly how writer's room works. So, okay. So we can say, as I was performing oral sex on a woman, I tasted horse.
I think
Is that okay?
Is
No?
Oh.
it's not okay.
Is it the fact that it's a horse's that's bad?
Not okay
All
with
right,
me
how
either.
about horsey.
Oh my God, Sam! I had no idea
okay.
what a nasty mind you have. It is all coming to light today. Wow.
I'm being told to move on from this bit.
I thought it was. Oh, wow.
I think it's going
I thought
great.
It was so successful.
Our next guest is veteran producer. He was the creator of Mad TV. He was the creator of the Jamie Kennedy Experiment, and he was a writer on In Living Color. Adam Small. Adam Small, can you hear me?
I can. I'm just a little upset because the grandma horse thing is a pilot I just wrote.
What was the name of it?
That's the only thing they wouldn't give me the title. S&P kept cutting the title.
So I want to talk to you about what is offensive and what isn't in a second, but like we're trying to figure out how to get this joke on the air. Is that okay if I talk to Adam about this, or am I really do we not want to do this anymore? This bit. Okay.
You've been watching the Bleep Show. Just all bleeps all the time.
No, we're figuring it out. So
Trevor,
Adam,
can you
here's
do
where we
an-
are.
Well, can you do an imitation of what the producer is sounding like in your ear? Is he screaming at you?
I can give an imitation of the producer because the
Do it in
producer is
German.
British.
Make it a German
Which we
accent.
said that's one of the things. So
I still think you should do the German voice, though.
no, well, so he's basically like, "Oi, governor, you can't say that."
It's my favorite joke, but you can't say that.
Spot of
Do you
trouble
think
with
you
the
just wrote-
censors.
I had no idea you were such a brilliant impressionist.
Adam,
Do you think he's just offended by foreplay because he's British?
Adam, can you give us any insight as to where the line is in comedy from all of your years of experience?
Well, we thought the line was going to be drawn. We wrote a sketch called Handyman in Living Color, and
Right.
basically it was a handicapped superhero,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a bit from Damon's stand-up, and I said we should do
Damon
it.
Wayans.
And he said they'll never get it on the air. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we wrote it up anyways, and then what we'd do is we would write dummy sketches that we knew S&P would kill. Either it was a diarrhea sketch or premature ejaculator, and it was just horrible. There was nothing in there that they'd ever okay. And you turn that into the network packet with Handyman. They say, well, we're not doing the semen sketch. We can't do it. They'll say, all right, well, we'll kill that one if you give us Handyman. So we would always write a dummy sketch to get the one you wanted on the show.
Smart.
And it worked. It worked.
Well, that's an incredible tip.
That's a great, that's a
Yeah.
good thing for writers out there. Mark, have you ever done anything like that? Tone?
Yeah, that's how I choose where I'm going to dinner with somebody. I throw out like a couple shitty places, and then the one I really want to go to, it always works. I agree.
Wow, I had no idea men were this smart. I am learning so much. Whoa.
Tone, what about in stand-up? How do
I was
you?
gonna say I got one from a sitcom I did on CBS last year that I thought that thought it was very funny, but the network wouldn't let me do it, and I don't even still now know how it was offensive. But like my character's supposed to leave the bedroom, come out into the living room, and go, "Oh my God!" But I just thought it was too much. I say, "Oh my God" all the time. I'm gonna do something different. They're like, "Do whatever you want to do," and I came out. And I thought it was really silly, but I came out the door and I go, "Ay ay ay," and. Ay, yeah, and they were like, whoa. And they were like, that's super offensive. I was like, to who? Say it. Who it's offensive to? And they were like, you can't do that. And I was like, I think I can. And
Tony, I like the idea of your catchphrase being entering rooms as various ethnicities.
Mamma mia. Is that? I don't know.
No, Italians. They did a lot of bad stuff. Yeah, I would put Italians on that list. I think you can do Mamma Mia because Italians.
Well, also with if anytime you do shoulders, it just lends to the bit. So like if you go Mamma Mia, it doesn't sound. But if you go Mamma Mia, like it's fine.
Right.
Can you guys please stop disparaging my people? Thank you.
Are you Italian?
Yes.
But they did. They were part of the whole World War II kerfluffle.
But
Well, I don't know.
that doesn't make it right.
What? Making fun of Italians?
If they were part of the
Thank you,
axis
Sam.
of evil, You can't just automatically do the voice.
I think you can for
No.
100 years.
Who's
I think
the other member of the Axis of Evil?
Germans,
Germans, Italians.
Japanese. Why
Yeah,
can't
you
you?
can't
Why
do
can't
the
you do a
voice.
Japanese voice?
I think you can.
Tone thinks you can. I think there's something to that though. I do think if you do a world war, you get 100 years of people making fun of the way you talk.
Seems fair.
100 years. It's almost
know.
up. It's almost up.
I mean, I personally don't do other people's voices, but that's just because God gave me this one, so this incredible one. But that's your choice if you want to do that.
By the
I
way,
gotta
as soon as
say,
I started
I-
talking about the Japanese thing, they've been telling me to move on again. So this is
Please move on.
this one's never airing.
Hurry
This is
up.
not gonna air. All right.
Ay, 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 ay.
Yeah. I don't know why when we were thinking of topics for this, we were like, what about what can or not say? Like that's a horrible
This
topic.
episode's going to be 4 minutes long.
Yeah, and it's all beep.
It's time now for our big stunt here. Sam is going to do the stand-up routine that Blair and Mark and I kind of made out of very offensive setups.
I wasn't in the writer's room.
You weren't.
Sammy live on Sunset.
So Sam Brown.
Hey,
Welcome.
hey, how's everyone doing tonight? How's everyone? All right. If don't take this clip out of context, please. Thank you. Everyone's putting their phones in the lockbox, right? Hi, I'm Sam Brown, and I'm a big family guy. Love my Brown clan. Just kidding. We're in with the 3Ks.
Sam, oh my God.
I don't know, I kind of like that one. I've known Trevor for decades. Trevor is so dumb and gay that when he gets AIDS, I'll have to teach him how to spell it. This is a bit. This is a bit.
Now we will edit this part just as its own standalone clip on the YouTube thing, right?
I bet you're all thinking I'm some kind of misogynist. Au contraire, I love women. My grandmothers are women. My aunts are women. All my victims are women. This is a bit. I hate this.
This is a bit is maybe the worst comedian catchphrch I've ever heard. Like
This is,
between every
a
joke,
whole
this is a
thing.
bit.
Bestiality is weird, isn't it, folks?
Oh, great segue.
Whoa, I'm scared.
These are jokes that Trevor wrote.
Hey, you don't know what's-
Bestiality is weird, isn't it, folks? Most animals are only like 3 years old, so I guess I'm two kinds of a pervert. Who's with me? Apparently, Trevor, because he wrote these jokes.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't.
That's what the producers told me. I love animals. I got a parrot and tried to teach him to talk, but I had to take him back to the pet store because he couldn't say a hard R. Who wrote that one?
That's like, yeah, like that's an AG bit all day. That's AG go.
That's a pretty good joke.
That was yeah. There's some craft behind that one.
You're like,
All right, well, I got one more. Oh, no, that's my time. I just hope I did right by my comedy idol, Michael Richards.
All right. Do we applaud that or do we
Whoa.
go
Oh my
boo
God.
it, boo it.
boo? Boo. But for trying. Okay.
I didn't try anything.
No, I mean.
Sam, I had no idea you're such a freaking edgelord. Jesus. Holy shit.
What did we learn here today? Did we learn anything? Did we fix anything?
I learned a lot about Sam.
We learned a lot
Come
about
on.
Sam. We learned that people need to laugh, and I don't know. Sometimes it's offensive, and but what can you do?
And I learned you can do an incredible German accent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Thank you. Mark, did you learn anything?
I learned that it's still okay to be racist against Italians.
Yes, I think so. Tone, did you learn anything?
No.
Okay. Well, that's our time. We'll be back. Maybe. I don't know. We might not. Thanks to Tone, to Mark, and to Adam Small for calling in. Blair, thank you.
Thank
Sam,
you.
thank you. We may or may not see you guys again. Have a good night.
Bye.